Mold in indoor environments. Mold spores are common in the air we breathe, but it's only when they settle on damp materials like cold, damp walls that these microscopic insects can cause some pretty nasty effects. Mold can be a very unpleasant problem inside rooms for those who live there. These microscopic organisms form on top of various surfaces and often produce an odor that is not only smelly but also destructive to the materials in your home. Mold is a general term that encompasses various microscopic fungi, zygomycetes, ascomycetes, and basidiomycetes, and imperfect fungi that live exclusively in moist environments. They are the nourishment for plants. If you look at a compost bin that has been neglected for a few days, you will immediately notice the formation of a layer of smooth, stringy, or hairy mold formed overnight by mold spores that are invisible, the reproductive units, with a diameter of 1 to 15 microns, or 1 to 15 thousandths of a millimeter. These are the most common formations that we all immediately recognize by their shape and also by their penetrating musty basement smell. However, the record-breaking performance of mold spores doesn't end there. They are very hardy, with a talent for flight. They can be transported across vast areas and have even been found in space. We shouldn't be surprised that these spores are everywhere, in the ground, in the air, in the country, and in the city. The highest concentrations of pollutants found in the outdoor air are found in the summer and fall. Mold thrives in an environment with lots of moisture. Mold spores are carried inside by outside air when ventilating a space. This is not a problem in itself, but it becomes one of the spores ends up on moist surfaces. Here they discover the necessary natural conditions optimal for their development and propagation. For a variety of causes, there can be wet areas in homes. Cellars, basements, laundry rooms, technical rooms, bathrooms, garages, etc. are places where mold is often found. The poor condition of the waterproofing, for old buildings not even existing, of the wall can cause water damage. Moisture can seep into a wall or onto its surface through the ground, just like blotting paper, a phenomenon called rising damp. Broken pipes or leaking appliances can flood the walls with water in a matter of minutes. In short, the causes can be many and most of the time difficult to identify. In addition to these obvious factors, the complex interaction between air humidity and surface temperature is critical. When you take a can of mineral water or beer out of the refrigerator, it immediately becomes covered with droplets. When the air comes into contact with the frosty exterior of the can, it cools and its relative humidity rises to 100%, which is the upper limit. At this point, the air is no longer able to hold water, which results in drips forming on the surface of the can lid. On cold walls, the same thing happens. The process is less noticeable because the walls of a heated apartment never cool to the temperature of a refrigerator, as they are usually always at room temperature or higher. When there is too much moisture in these places for an extended period, a mold problem is certain.